What's up everybody, once again my name is Matt and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda A Link to the Past. In the last episode we did some side quests and then we opened up the way to Mire. So in this episode, what do you say we head inside and take on the next temple? Now here's the thing, Mire is easy. In fact, it's one of the easiest Dark World temples if you know where you're going. So yeah, we're pretty much gonna blaze through this temple in just a matter of minutes, like, you'll see. Now, I'm not complaining though, because after the mess that was the Ice Palace, it is kinda nice to be able to sit back, relax, and take on a much more chill dungeon. We do have some new enemies though. These guys are Wizrobes, and I find it interesting that, the Wizrobes in this game look very similar to other mage or magic class characters from like old school RPGs like Final Fantasy and such. But I mean, this was the 16-bit era, and if you look at like any RPGs that came out during this time on the Super Nintendo, I would bet that the mage or magic class probably looks pretty similar to a Wizrobe, and I think it's just because that was such a hugely popular design back in that time that they probably just adapted that design to Zelda because more people would recognize it, but it is pretty interesting. Anyways though, one thing we can do in this room is lift up this skull, grab the key, and then immediately leave. I know there's a locked door in there, and like your first instinct might be to go and use the key that you got to unlock it, but trust me, you don't want to do that, because by taking this key and using it to unlock a door in this room, we can skip a pretty hefty portion of the dungeon. So yeah, instead we'll just head through here and continue on the temple from this point, because eventually, you know, if we had like gone north and used that key in that other room, we would have like gone through a bunch of other rooms and eventually just gotten another key that we would have to use on this door. So we can skip all that and just use the first key on that door and then move on from this point. Now I will say this, like, one tip for this dungeon that I do have is watch your magic meter, because you will probably use a lot of magic while you're going through here. You don't necessarily need it for the boss itself, but there are other things that do require magic in this temple, so just be very wary and try to keep your magic meter as full as you possibly can. Alright, so real quick, let's grab our lamp, because we need to light these two torches. It's been a while since like we've had a torch puzzle, but yeah, we want to light these two torches, and then in this room there's two more. So let's be quick about it and pull out our fire rod. That way we can light these two from afar, and now, well, we get to sit here for a very long time while the screen shakes uncontrollably. Why? I have no idea. I guess like something is getting moved around in the temple or something like that. But oh my gosh, this is going on forever. Come on, there we go, finally. So now we can go in this room, and funnily enough, all we have to do is literally fall down that hole. So all that shaking for pretty much no discernible reason. Inside this chest though, we got ourselves the big key. So now we just gotta find ourselves the item from this temple and go straight to the boss, which should not be hard, because I believe this teleporter actually, puts us in the room with one of those doors for the big key. So remember where this is, because we will be coming back here a little bit later on. And can I get this anti-fairy, please? No! I didn't hit my button fast enough. Oh well, that kind of stinks. Alright, not a big deal though. I'm pretty sure we can like find another anti-fairy, or even just like another recovery heart somewhere within this dungeon before we go and take on the boss. And even if we don't, not a big deal, because the boss of this dungeon is incredibly easy, so I am not worried in the slightest. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's an anti-fairy in this room, so whoops, I did not mean to go all the way down the stairs. I'm pretty sure if I stand here eventually, the anti-fairy should come by me, or not. Alright, you know what, screw this, man. We're going to be coming back through that room later on anyways, so maybe I'll get it on the second pass. But for now, let's hookshot over here and run down quickly, because yes, the floor is falling. And we need to make our way to this chest, open it up, that way we can get ourselves the Cane of Somaria. It will be very helpful if you make proper use of it. What a mysterious cane. Yeah, good job on like explaining what the item does, game. So essentially we can use this to make platforms and blocks and stuff like that. It does have a couple of other uses, but we'll get into that a little bit later on. Let's try for round 2. Come on, Anti-Fairy. I know you've done it before, but I guess you're just not playing along this time around. So whatever. I know there's like other anti-fairies in the temple, so maybe we'll get one of those, or just find like a standard recovery heart and max out our health that way. Alright, so now that we got the item, we're pretty much going to backtrack to where we saw that, you know, big key door and make our way towards the boss of this temple, since really, that's all that's left to do. And thankfully, here's a teleporter that will take us to the rest of the temple, and heck yeah, man, there's another anti-fairy up here. Alright, you know what? I'm not even playing anymore. You are definitely going to be the one. There we go, back at full HP. That's what I'm talking about, although I did use a little bit of magic, so real quick, let's head to the left, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's a large magic jug over here that we can use to refill our magic. Although at this point, we probably won't need it, because there's really only a couple of instances where we'll need to use magic in the rest of this temple. One of which is actually inside this room, so let's block those, lift up this skull, and reveal that switch, and now, we can take our newly acquired Cane of Somaria, place a block down, and push it right on top of that switch to keep it pressed down. That way we can hold open that door and head into this next room. So as you can see, yeah, if we had the Cane of Somaria back when we were doing the Ice Palace, we could have just like used it to make a block and put it on that switch instead of going all the way back to the temple to push that block down from the floor above. And again, we can just use our magic cape over here to bypass that spike trap. That way we take no damage whatsoever, which is pretty awesome if you ask me. Alright, so earlier on we had the opportunity to hit one of those block switches. Since we didn't hit it, these red blocks are down, but if you did hit it, there is this switch in the northern section of the room that we were just in. You can hit it there, and then you'll be able to, you know, bomb this wall in this room. That way you can access the switch on this side. So we'll hit that, and now we can actually exit this room. So let's just dodge these anti-fairies, because I do not want to take any damage or lose any magic. And we're almost done, guys. There's pretty much one thing that we need to do, and that is hit this blue switch. So get out of here. All these stinking, like, yellow chews just dropping down from the ceiling. I don't want to deal with any of those guys. Instead, let's head up here and run to the right, because yes, there's an anti-fairy and a giant fire snake chasing us, but now we made our way to the boss door. So, are you kidding me? I cannot believe that fireball actually hit me. I'm pretty stinking mad, man. But here we go. This is the boss of this temple. So, you can literally just stand still and slash your sword, and you'll pretty much beat the first phase. Now, when the eye does come up and out of like the green goop or whatever, it will shoot lightning. So you might want to move to the left or the right, because the lightning does do a bit of damage. But for the most part, as long as you just like stand in one spot and swing your sword, you'll be able to get rid of all of the eyes in the first phase. So it's not really a hard boss fight. Like, really the only annoying part is how often he can shoot his lightning. So there we go. Once all those eyes are gone, what you're going to want to do is grab your bow and arrow and just fire away. The eye will not be able to get close to you, and after a couple of arrows, well, any second now, there we go. Yeah, it goes down pretty much without a fight. So like I said, super easy boss fight. So let's grab our heart container and rescue the next maiden. Good job, guys. Another temple down. So yeah, you could definitely do this one like out of order super early on if you wanted to. Link, because of you, I can escape from the clutches of the evil monsters. Thank you. Ganon captured us because he couldn't break the seal of the wise men with his power alone. And then, using the wizard Aghanim as his pawn, he drew us to the Dark World. After cracking the seal with our powers, he sealed us inside of these crystals. He then gave us to his loyal monsters, but Ganon didn't plan on your getting this far. Now, Princess Zelda is waiting for you inside of Turtle Rock. Please, hurry! Do you understand? I do. May the way the hero lead to the Triforce. Well, well, well. Princess Zelda's inside Turtle Rock, and I think I know where we're going next, but we'll do that in the next episode. So if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.